I'm blessed, to be honest with you, because I'm at home. I always wanted to make sure my mom saw me play on TV. That was one thing that stuck, and I did not want her to have to pay for me to go to school. If anyone asked my mom, I was probably 5 years old using blue and gold like hair curlers, and I would line them up on the field and run plays with them. No stone goes unturned. I know the auntie, the grandma, the high school coach, the cousin, everyone. Be where your feet are. And my feet are here at Roanoke College right now, so I'm where my feet are, at home.
Eric Johnson here for yet another fresh edition of Around the Way with EJ, and I'm excited to be sitting down with one of Roanoke's own, the one and only Dere Hicks. Dere, appreciate your time, man. Good to see you again. Absolutely. Had the great news just a couple of weeks ago, been added to the Roanoke College football staff here. We know you have been in and around the game of football for quite some time, but exciting to see you here at home now. So first off, just this opportunity to affect change on those even closer to home, how exciting was that for you? And I imagine that led you to taking the position here.
It did, actually. Just speaking with Coach Steinspring and coming over actually and walking with him on the campus, seeing the vision that athletic director and the president have for the program is just truly, I'm blessed, to be honest with you, because I'm at home. I'm from Roanoke, born and raised, and I'm just blessed for the opportunity and excited to get to work.
When you heard that vision, you heard that plan, considering this is the first full varsity season in quite some time, was that a interest, something that piqued your interest as well, to knowing that you can help affect change and be a part of this history here as well?
It was. Actually, I kind of watched it from afar last year. A couple coaches and I were, I've been knowing Coach Steinspring for a while, while we've been knowing each other kind of for a while, but never worked together or kind of interacted, in things. But coming back from, road game trips, from being at VMI last year, we would see the press clippings and how many people supported football here, and it was amazing to watch. But actually now to be a part of it, I'm just blessed to be a part of it, honestly.
Yeah. Folks that may not know, your coaching experience is pretty deep at the college level, Morehead State, Savannah State, a couple of other stops along the way as well. What kept you, or I guess what kind of drove you to the coaching aspect of it? Because a lot of guys, some will say, you know what, my playing days are over, I'm done with it, I'm gonna get away from the game. That love is still stayed with you, I imagine, is why you stepped into the coaching ranks, is that right?
It did, honestly. I always dreamed of playing football until I was 40 years old, but as many know, knees and ankles, hamstrings, quads don't work as well as you get older. So honestly, I will say this, I will go back, because it's funny that you asked. Mike Loxley recruited me to the University of Illinois, and he brought me in his office my junior year, and we sat down and we had a conversation. And he was the one that kind of sparked it in my mind of, okay, one day you're gonna coach, because of the way I approach the game differently, with film study and just being ahead and being with the coaches and, learning the X's and O's, and not just only being able to learn the X's and O's on the board, but also being able to help other teammates along that I played with. So it kind of always kind of stuck with me. It was something that I wanted to do. I didn't know I was gonna do it as early, but if anyone asked my mom, I was probably 5 years old using blue and gold like hair curlers, and I would line them up on the field and run plays with them in the living room. So it's something I've been doing since I was 5 years old, but just helping people that's been in my shoes, man, is important to me.
Blue and gold because you were a colonel, can I say, is that right? All right, yes indeed. Outstanding career at William Fleming, by the way, at the quarterback position. Talk to me a little bit about that transition to college, because we've seen it a lot of times. I imagine you were confident in what you could do at quarterback. You get to University of Illinois, you go DB. Did you know of the switch, or is that something when you got there they're like, yeah, let's put you over there to DB?
I kind of did know of the switch. To be honest, I had a couple chances to go play quarterback. I had a couple, 1AA schools, but I always wanted to make sure my mom saw me play on TV.
Nice.
That was one thing that stuck, and I did not want her to have to pay for me to go to school. And as I said, Mike Loxley, Ron Zook, I came and sat in my living room, came and met Coach Keith Smith at Fleming, and told my mother, my grandmother, my grandfather, Coach Smith, they would, take care of me and look after me, and I was happy to make the switch, which, it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made, which, I mean, people don't know, I played offense too, a little receiver my sophomore year, so I, just was a talented athlete that could play all different positions.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I appreciated is some guys, they make the switch, but you're like, all right, they made the switch, and they're doing the thing they did at the time. You actually made a difference. Like, Defensive Player of the Year one year. Actually big stats, interceptions, and tackles and such. So to know that you could affect change even on that side of the ball, how refreshing was it when you looked back after your career was over? It was like, you know what? Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was a pretty good change.
Like I said, which is crazy, Coach Smith and Coach Bishop would never let me play or practice on defense because I was the quarterback.
Right.
So I never got to practice, but game times came. I know obviously we're in Salem, Virginia now, so we played Salem. So Coach Spradlin, a receivers coach here, can remember those games. They would put me at corner, and you have this guy and Coach Mickey Hardy at Fleming also. I was guarded the other team's best scorer on the basketball court. So fortunate enough to run track for my dad. I just did a lot of different things, man. And I'm always been a team guy. Whatever I can do to make the team better, man, is just how I live my life. How
did that mindset and that attitude help you when you moved up to college? Because I feel like at the high school level now, a lot of kids, some may have that same drive, that same energy. I'm gonna do whatever to help the team, but it may fall off, but it seems like that stuck with you, and it never left in terms of your determination to be great, but also help the team aspect and help everyone around you as well.
Oh, I still carry it to this day. Like I said, I'm just a team member here. I'm in Roanoke College. I support Coach G's defense, what he wants to run, even though I am the secondary coach, but I support what he wants to do, and then I support Coach Steinspring also, man, and his vision and what he wants to do as a team. So, as well as the AD and the president, I'm just a team member. I've always just held myself accountable, just kind of being humble and playing my role.
Obviously, things have changed technology-wise and in terms of social media and exposure these days from when you were in high school. I know you're part of the recruiting aspect here as well. How do you shift your pitch? How do you shift your focus knowing that you can see a guy's tape in like 2 seconds on the internet versus maybe back when you were in school, they had to, maybe physically be sent to you, or you had to get, some kind of special access to see what a guy actually looked like. So how has that approach of recruiting kind of changed from your vantage point?
To be honest, it has changed here with me being here. I pretty much know a lot of people in this area in Southwest Virginia. So it's not one stone that will go unturned over, any type of recruit that we're looking for. I've always made it a point to wherever I've been, if I was at Mississippi Valley State, Morehead State, Savannah State, I always made it a point, even VMI last year, made it a point to come back home and to pretty much make sure that everybody has an opportunity, man. Because first and foremost, you're going to school to be a student athlete. And sometimes they may change some kids' lives. And for me, coming from William Fleming High School, it changes kids' lives and their trajectory for their family. So for me here, being back in this area, no stone goes unturned. I know the auntie, the grandma, the high school coach, the cousin, everyone. So that's how it's changed.
Yeah, no, and it makes a difference when you had those special connections. I can remember even seeing on social media, even when you were at Morehead State, just your outreach and pouring into guys back here. And obviously you want to continue to do that, which brings us to a DB camp that you got coming up here, 2 different sessions. Just your opportunity to continue to pour into those local guys that you've known and you've trained for quite some time. But how nice is it to give them yet a chance on the practice field here to say, hey, let's kind of show off our skills here, fine tune some things right here now?
It's an excellent opportunity. As you mentioned before, it's kind of something I've always been doing. When I had some free time down in the off season, it's a lot of different, guys that are from the area that play at different high schools. Won't get into any names, but if you look at my track record, you can see that I've, helped them along the way to get to where they want to get. And it's just my way of just being from Roanoke, man, and just being a part of the community, it means something to me.
I know back when you were maybe getting recruited, going D1, perhaps it was happening in this area, not nearly as much, I would imagine, though, as it is now. What can you say about the talent level of Southwestern Virginia? Are we still kind of overlooked in this area in terms of the high school student athlete overall, or is it finally being tapped into the right way, or is there still some work to do there?
To be honest, we had a couple guys from my high school team that actually went Division I. I think, crazy enough, when everyone hears that I'm from Roanoke and it's a prospect that's getting traction from Roanoke, a lot of different guys and coaches that I've played for or have that connection with me is like, all right, who is this kid? What's up with him? What's going on with him? Because typically 757 gets all the, all the attention. Then behind the 757 is the Richmond area. So we don't get a lot of attention over here, but I think with the guys that we're seeing this year that are coming out, they are starting to bring attention to the area for sure, which I talked to one of the guys, like I said, I've been working with before COVID, since he's been younger.
Wow.
A coach came from South Florida and was like, I didn't know it was this many kids here. And just talking with him and seeing it, I think I give props to those kids this year in this class. That there's probably be 4 or 5 of them that will go, big time D1 this year. So I hope they will continue to pass the torch down to other kids, that's coming up.
It's not D1 or nothing at all. Obviously, this great institution that we're sitting at, just starting football as well. What is your pitch to guys that perhaps aren't at that D1 level, but they still got something in them that they can contribute?
Like I said before, it's being a student athlete. You're here to get, your degree first and foremost. Secondly, like I said, watching the 80s vision, seeing the president's vision, I'm blown away. I'm impressed. The facilities here and everything that's being planned, whether the locker room, the weight room, everything, I've been a part of maybe 4 or 5, FCS programs. This is probably the best facility that I've been a part of in my coaching journey, just by far. And so that speaks volumes to me. And I think I don't just notice that. Once people come on campus and step foot on campus and they see exactly what's going on and what's happening, I think they will be blown away by what, the AD and the president are doing with this university.
After you have such a great journey, to a certain degree, being a coach is kind of plug and play, right? You go to a different place, but what your values that you hold dear, you instill, you put your plan in place. Is there 1 or 2 traits you've carried with you each stop on the way, no matter where you are, whether it's Savannah State or a quick stop there at VMI, or regardless of where you're coaching, 1 or 2 traits you hold near and dear to your heart? I imagine it's a ton of them, but
it's a ton. Crazy enough, it's a ton. It is, well, a couple. One, definitely, when I was growing up, I was playing AAU basketball for a local coach here. And before the games, he would give us the pregame speech, but he would reach over and make sure you were sweating. Because if you weren't sweating, you weren't ready to play. So that's one that sticks out in my mind. And then, like I said, Coach Locks and Coach Zook, man, they dear to my heart, man. Good luck this year with the Terps, Locks. But be where your feet are. And my feet are here at Roanoke College right now, so I'm where my feet are, at home.
I would be in trouble because I was that kid that didn't sweat as I played basketball. So they literally would look at me, they're like, you ain't tired? I'm like, yeah, I'm tired. I just sweat under my arms. I don't sweat, like, it's not visual like right here. I would be in trouble. But no, I love what you said there. You be where your feet are. Obviously, family man as well. I've seen you out a couple of times, and what I love is ingrained in my head is the picture of you holding one of your kids. I'm like, every time I see you, you got your kids. How did fatherhood change you along your journey in terms of being a coach as well?
It's changed a lot. This coaching journey, as you say, I've been as far as Mississippi a year in the SWAC, but I've always tried to obtain something close to home, just because I want to make a difference, not only in other kids' lives, but my own, and I just want to see them be successful in whatever they do. So this is, also a plus for me, because I don't have to drive 53 minutes up the road. I just have to drive 10 minutes now. Yeah. So seeing them and spending more time with them, it's awesome, man. It's very awesome.
That's huge. Dere Hicks, I appreciate your time, man. Looking forward to a great season, Roanoke College football. Obviously exciting, the first varsity season in a couple decades. Shouldn't say a couple decades, more like nearly 8, I believe. So looking forward to what you and the Maroons do. Appreciate your time, man.
Go Maroons.